Welcome back to the Val Factor. Do you guys like our pink couch?
It's new and we have little pink pillows.
Yes.
We're so excited.
We're so excited. So if you are listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening to, obviously you can't see, but maybe you can hear a difference in the sound quality.
We're hoping.
Because we got upgraded mics as well.
Yeah, no, we've leveled up.
Level up. Level up. Level up.
Adding that to our video list to make.
Yes.
Our TikToks.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
So good. Okay, so maybe we need to record that when we're back in here.
Yeah, because we have a full content studio that we're recording in right now.
Yes.
And we're so excited about it. It totally fits our vibe. Hot pink couch, hot pink walls.
They designed it just for us.
I think so. I think
They knew that we were coming.
like they had a feeling that we were going to walk in here one day.
I think they just knew. I mean, like even my lip gloss, look at this.
Oh my God.
Even my lip gloss matches this room.
It does. And my water bottle.
Yeah, they knew.
I can't reach it, but
They designed it
it's
for
hot
us.
pink. It matches. It's perfect.
It is so perfect. And I'm so happy to be here. We are at a content studio in Boca Raton, Florida.
We're still in Florida. We haven't left,
No,
but
not yet.
We haven't recorded in
Literally 2 months.
2 months. So like we're going to out ourselves. We have been posting everything that we have pre-recorded before we launched. So we have a lot to catch up on. There's been a lot
too.
of chit chat in the community, in the wedding community, in
There
the
have been some spicy topics.
spicy topics. And we have been itching to get back into the recording studio, but
Yes.
we are also in busy season for weddings. And we have been back to back to back, like literally no time to get here. And so we had to make some time.
We had to make time.
And it's now.
You know, I flew back from New York last night after doing a stretch of 2 weddings, a rehearsal dinner. It was a whole thing. And I have my first break right now. It's
what
been-
a blessing.
I know. Like I have a week and a half off. I'm ready to go. I can't
You're
wait.
going to feel so refreshed.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
you're
hope
going
so.
to.
But as I was sitting on the plane and we were getting ready to take off, I like to do like little Instagram story update. And I was like, I wonder how many like weddings and events that I've documented since the end of March. And it's the second week of July. And so I went down and I counted 40.
That's amazing.
40. I was like, what the heck?
Sometimes you don't even realize.
And we launched a podcast during all of this time. Like, I don't know how I am alive and well right now,
Yeah, no.
but I'm here.
You posted on, I think, your wedding content life Instagram.
Oh yeah, we have to
talk about that. But
Yes.
I was looking and I was like, she looks a little tired.
I'm
she
tired.
needs some rest.
I need a little rest. I need
and
a
like,
little rest.
it was like your eyes. I was like, she needs a really good sleep and a bubble bath and
I
maybe
do.
a hug and like some warm
I
hot
do.
meal.
But that's what, you know,
This week is
this week is
for.
for. I can't even talk right because I'm just like, blah, blah, blah.
do your thing.
I'm trying to do the thing from the White Lotus.
The White Lotus. Oh my God, it kills me every time. Oh my God, because I can't do it, but it's so funny.
Our production team here, they actually sit in a different room while we're recording this. So it's just Jesse and I in the room. The last place, they would sit in the room with us. So we're not used to like not having an audience, but I feel like now we don't have an audience like in the room with us. So things are just going to get weird.
Real fast. I honestly feel like we're at like a sleepover because like we have like our pillows and we're just like
Yes.
up late and it's 2 a.m. and like it's gonna go from like really silly to like really deep really fast.
Yeah.
Like you never know.
So buckle up, grab a snack, grab some wine,
Grab a DC.
grab a crispy DC.
I can't reach it, but Emily has it.
I have mine. We have them. Okay.
It's there.
We're still
Diet
waiting.
Coke still sponsor
We're
us.
still waiting for our sponsorship. Okay, Diet Coke. It's coming.
Gonna come.
It'll come.
It'll come. We have lots of really fun and very exciting things in the works. And so everyone, make sure you're following along on Instagram, TikTok, you subscribe to YouTube, wherever you are listening, because you don't want to miss any updates.
Also, if you're not watching us on YouTube right now in this new setup,
You
what
really
are you doing?
should. I think,
It's pink. It's girly. It's fun.
you know, someone was like, wait, why would they, like, you would watch a podcast? And I was like, yeah, like when you're just like maybe you're
Have you seen us? Look at how entertaining we are.
But also, I'm just like, if you like put it on your TV and you're just like folding laundry or just like the little mundane tasks, like we'll make it more exciting. Throw us on the TV, subscribe. I promise you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're funny. Sometimes we're serious. Sometimes we're educational. Sometimes we're inspirational.
Yes. And sometimes we're just like tired and we're like slap happy and it's like really funny. We have
like,
the Zoomies.
Like last week.
Yes.
Last episode.
Yes. Just crazy.
Oh my God, we had such a Zoomies. It was so funny. At least I think we're funny. So that's really
all that matters. Yeah, it's fine.
We entertain ourselves.
Yes, it's so true. Okay, Jessie, what are we talking about today?
We're going to answer some questions because we've put quite a few polls up on our Instagram. Once I said, if you're not following, you should. And we're like, what do you guys want to hear? Because we're nothing without you, our amazing listeners and followers. And we're so excited that you're here. And we're so happy that you have so many questions. We had like 20 questions come in just from one poll alone, which honestly, I was like, really, really excited about.
You guys want to play 20 questions?
A little bit. We might not have time
to play
20.
all the questions.
We want to play all the. That could get dangerous, but yeah.
Ask us anything.
Yeah, ask us anything. We're pretty much an open book here. We're so excited to just like kind of see where you guys want us to take this, and we're along for the ride. So we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A today, and let's see what we should start off with. I have everything screenshotted on my phone because I think it's really cool when influencers say that. So I wanted to say that as well.
We are influencers.
Of course.
We're entering into our influencer era. You influence me and I influence you.
We're influencers.
Amazing.
Okay. Let's start off with someone wrote in and said, what is a good question to ask any wedding vendor before booking them?
I love this question.
I think this is so important. And honestly, I feel like we could do an entire episode on most of these questions.
Yeah.
But we actually, this week, we released an episode about Emily's wedding. And about 2 weeks ago, we did one on mine. And we just kind of like did an overview of our weddings and just kind of our experience as brides, because we think that's really cool that we have experience on both sides of the wedding as being a bride and a vendor. And during our wedding planning process, we obviously learned a lot. And we both did that for the most part. Well, Emily, all before she became part of the wedding industry. And me, I did the bulk of it before I got in. Like I hired all my vendors before I knew any better for some of them. So
basically what we're saying, you can expect some epic vow renewals from us at some point.
Oh, I have one in the works because
now we know things.
I didn't talk about it on my episode.
Oh, are you ready to share?
I'm not, but there is something that happened or did not happen at my wedding, and I still can't talk about it because I'm so upset about it. And it's been almost a year. In 2 weeks, it'll be a year, which is bananas on its own.
I can't believe it.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so crazy.
Mike and I were texting about it the other day. He was like, no, like I genuinely don't believe that it's been a year. I'm like, no, I know.
I know. It's crazy because I was thinking about this like last year at this time, my high school class looked to me to plan our high school reunion, which I think is the sweetest thing in the entire world.
It was a week before my wedding.
Yeah, but it was so I literally like planned for a year and a half our high school reunion, which was crazy and so much fun.
So fun.
We ended up just doing like a Project X themed party, which
but it looked bananas. Really fun. They like jumped in the pool.
It was so fun. We jumped in the pool with our clothes on. We like took over my parents' house. We like raged until 4:00 in the morning. And then basically my husband and I helped my parents like break down and clean up. And then we got on a plane back to New York, packed up, and then went to your wedding.
Yeah.
Like crazy. I can't believe that all was like a year ago.
It was a year ago. Yeah, pretty much. And there was one thing that happened at my wedding, and I will talk about it one day. And I was like, maybe I'm just overreacting, but it's been a year and I literally still cannot talk about it.
And I witnessed it, and it was, I think Jessie feels a little bit bad for the initial reaction she had to like this thing that happened. Which,
like I yelled at someone, and that's very unlike me, especially knowing what I know.
As someone who watched it unfold, I think that person did deserve to be yelled at. And I think all of her feelings and the way that she reacted were very valid, and
I do still
warranted.
feel bad about it, but it's okay. We live and we learn.
It's okay.
But I hope she learned a lesson. And I will
Yeah.
talk about it. But anyway, that is what has prompted me to plan. I honestly think next year, like an anniversary party / maybe like a vow renewal. I have things to
love that.
say.
Yeah. I mean, even in
You know?
my vows, like part of my vows, I said I vowed to always continue to update our vows.
Yeah.
Because one set of vows could never, like cover a lifetime of.
No, because you grow together and therefore your vows, it's not that you don't mean them anymore, but you have to update them.
You have your
because
base set of vows.
You have your base set
You
of
have
vows.
your foundational vows, and then you have your vow renewal vows. And
then you do that every year and you throw an epic party. And
every year. Why not?
I don't understand why you have to go dress shopping once.
Same. I never wanted to stop dress shopping, and I haven't because we get to go to Bridal Fashion Week, and I'm constantly like, that's my dress. Wait, no, that's my dress. No, that's my dress.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why you do it once.
Yeah, why not?
I know. Henry's always like, so you want to get divorced and get remarried? I'm like,
no, that's not.
That's a lot of paperwork.
Saying. Yeah, we're not
Let's
getting
just plan another
divorced.
party.
We're just gonna have another wedding, okay? But it's gonna be the two of us.
We can joke about that stuff, but
yeah,
that wasn't him being rude. Like, it's funny to us anyway.
Yeah.
So booking your vendors is obviously one of the first things you do. You're booking a planner of some sort, photographer, videographer, and venue. Are probably the first 4 things that people book. Your content creator should be part of that. I just posted a TikTok about it.
I've been the first vendor people have been booking.
Twice. That's happened twice. Not crazy.
It's crazy. Like, I have had a say in people's planners. I have had a say in people's photographers and videographers.
Same.
So just saying, treat your content creators nice because, we might be recommending you or not recommending you.
Yeah.
If you're mean to us.
No.
Which some people are mean to us. I don't know why.
I really don't know why.
We'll get into that in another episode.
But yeah, content creators, for those who might think it's an add-on or this and that, you can book them. Some people are like, oh, I didn't know I could book you earlier. And I'm like, no, I'm literally just like any other vendor that you might do. Like, you really want this florist, make sure you book them in advance. You really want
if you want a specific person in any category and you want to make that happen as quickly
you have a
as
date,
possible.
inquire.
Yeah, exactly. I just had someone reach out to me who isn't engaged yet, knows she's getting engaged. She's so cute. She's like turning into one of my favorite brides that I've ever had. Like, her and I are now like this, and she doesn't even have a ring on her finger yet. And I'm just like so obsessed with her.
Thing.
But anyway, so she's like, no, I have to have you. So I'm booking you now for my wedding that's like in a year and a half. And I'm like, fabulous, say less.
Yeah.
So we're all locked in. We're ready to go.
Perfect.
So she's like, you'll know that it happened. I'm just going to send you a ring emoji out of the blue. And then that's when you'll know. And I'm like,
no, send me a video and all the photos.
Yeah.
Actually, I want a FaceTime. What do you mean?
Yeah, I want the FaceTime where you're like,
yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can book a content creator.
You can book a content creator and
you should. And so
we want to, especially like if you work with Jessie or I or both of us together, we want to be involved from the very beginning.
Let's pause on that because that's my question. I guess I'll start.
True.
So when we were,
that's your answer.
You're right. That is my answer. Well, kind of. So for me, when I was booking my wedding, I didn't even realize it at first, but I ended up getting really lucky with this. I would ask your wedding vendor, how involved are you typically with your clients throughout their wedding planning process? Are you like, you can text me whenever you want. I want to see photos of your dress, like DM me on Instagram, anything. Like, are you guys going back and forth? Do they send you their mood boards when they get it from their planner? Are they asking you for advice? Or are you like, I'm so excited for your wedding. We're going to catch up a month out from your wedding. And then we're going to kind of go over everything. And you're not really super involved with the process. There's no right or wrong answer to that either. But for me personally, I was pretty much like this with all of my vendors. And not even like just Emily. Like, I booked Emily for my wedding as a content creator. And then we became, that was like a little bit of like totally a different thing. But like my photographer is the same thing. I booked him before I had a venue or a date or anything. I planned my entire wedding around my photographer, to be quite honest. Like, I picked the date and everything because of him. That was when he was available.
I mean, if you book Micah Cook as your photographer, I also would
plan everything around.
Yes,
him.
he's just the best.
He was the first person that I reached out to, and all of that. I didn't talk to anyone else. And part of the reason why I was so drawn to him was because I found him on TikTok, and he posted a video, had nothing to do with photography. He did not show a single photo that he took, but he was talking, I think it was about like wedding dresses and just like how he thinks like the vibe is or something along those lines. And I was like, I just like the way that he is thinking so far into the planning process. When I was going through all of his videos, he was talking about so many different aspects to the wedding. And then after I booked him, we were in constant communication. I sent him every single florist my planner sent me. He helped me choose the one that we went with because he understood the vibe and vision that I was going for, probably more than anyone else during my wedding planning process. Like, he got it, and I knew that. And I talked to my hairstylist, like my videographer, like literally everyone, because I wanted to make sure everyone was just like kept in the loop. And that was something that I was really lucky to get.
Yeah.
But also there are some people that are like, because I offer that, like I tell everyone when they book with me, I want to be as involved as you would like me to be. I tell them, like, if you're dress shopping, please, I would love to see what you're trying on. I would love to see your dresses. I'm just so excited for you.
I will even offer to come dress shopping.
I will go dress shopping with you. I have like, offered.
Out of the kindness of my own heart,
yes,
too.
No, I
like, truly
would love to.
Yeah.
But I'm like, send me your mood boards. Like, I'm just so excited. And I love to know, just like, I feel that I'm showing up to the wedding as your friend. I feel like I'm showing up and I know what's going on. I feel so unbelievably prepared for the day.
Yeah.
Because
the workday just goes so much smoother. The content is so much better.
It is.
And like, obviously, you know, as wedding vendors, we're showing up to do a job, but also it's our art form at the end of the day, creating content. And we want the content to be really good, not only for you, but also for us too. It's time, energy, effort that everybody's putting in. And we want to show up and be able to execute and do our absolute best every single time.
Yeah.
And getting to know you more, getting to know more about your day, what you like, what you don't like. It just makes everything better.
I agree. And also, don't you think that, you know, when you're on that call, maybe like a couple weeks out from the wedding, and you're kind of going over all the final things, there's so much that goes into a wedding day. If you're not really communicating with your clients throughout their process, they might kind of forget a couple small details that don't really come up during that time. And I'm sure it'll come up during the day. But if you already know all of that stuff, that call is going to be so comfortable, so easy. You already know, like, okay, you know, like, my grandma had like maybe a really scary fall and we weren't sure, but she's going to be there. And you're like, okay, I need to get extra content of her grandma because like she killed it and she's going to be there. And you know that, you know, she's like, oh, like I went wedding dress shopping wearing my mom's pearls that she wore on her wedding day. And I chose the dress because of that. I already know that. That's probably not something that they're going to remember a week out from their wedding. That's super like,
right.
Maybe like they're aware of it, but they don't remember to say it. But because you were like talking about that, you're writing it down and you remember, and you're able to kind of maybe add that aspect into their story of like their content.
Yeah.
So, but also not every couple is like that and not everyone wants that. So then they also might want someone who is really hands off. They're just got to let them do their thing. They catch up. They just want a photographer to show up on their wedding day, do their job, and they want their photos.
Yeah. Which is totally fine.
Totally fine. But I think it's really important to ask that question so you know who's the best fit for you.
I wish I would have asked that question during my wedding planning process too. And I just didn't know what I didn't know.
You didn't know what you didn't know. And
obviously we just released an episode about my wedding. So you guys know who all of my vendors were.
Yeah.
So I say this with, you know, love and respect to my vendors, but I really wish that I would have asked that question because it rained on my wedding day. And I felt like some parts of the day could have been a little bit more thought out by my vendors. And I didn't, you know, I don't expect anybody to necessarily like start working before the day, comes. But I think it's really important to understand like how involved your vendors are going to be and how invested they are in your wedding. And again, like I don't expect people to be more invested than I am in my own wedding.
Also with the investment, if you're paying high ticket prices, you should be getting high ticket service.
Exactly.
So
for example,
that does come into play. If you want that, be prepared that it might cost more.
Yes.
Just
so, and my photographer was so great. She saw that like we weren't going to get the photos that we, I think, set out originally and discussed. And so she did a photo shoot for us completely free of cost in New York City. So I'm going to start this by saying that. But there was just not a lot of locations in my venue that were really great to take pictures. So like our family photos happened in a separate ballroom. And that just was like a mess trying to get everybody together with we didn't really have a rain plan because we were getting married inside and our whole wedding was inside, but our photo plan consisted of being outside.
Right. Yeah.
So all of us were kind of scrambling to figure all of that out. And it would have been a little easier if we would have had some sort of a rain plan for that portion of the day. But I also didn't ask, like how involved, like what's going on for that plan.
And also,
and I wish I did.
I think it's also, as a bride, you kind of just expect vendors to have thought of all the things. You know what I'm saying? And although I understand that, I also think that any fear that you might have, please just bring it up with whoever it is. Be like,
yeah,
hey, so like,
and sometimes you don't know,
and sometimes you don't
happens.
know. Totally.
And it's like,
but it is
your vendor team. Yeah, it is what it is. Your vendor team, we're humans, and we also maybe haven't worked at that venue before or haven't had that situation happen before. I just actually did a wedding where the bride like didn't want to be seen by anyone until like 6 p.m. But I had been hired to be there since like 11:30 in the morning. So there's like this whole long time frame where basically just the same content was happening over and over and over and over again.
Which wedding was this?
The one on Wednesday.
Oh, that's why there's no outside.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Okay.
So the wedding ended up being a little bit more religious than like the entire team kind of understood it to be.
I understand.
That's what happened.
So there was a little bit of like miscommunication with understanding why things were happening.
Exactly.
I understand.
So yes, I think also too, it's really important on the vendor side. I know that we're talking about like important questions for the couples to ask the vendors, but also vendors important questions to ask your couples. I think, that might be.
I actually just sent another content creator friend of mine my what's it called? My questionnaire. Mm-hmm. I send out a questionnaire when someone books with me, and it's like available throughout their entire process. Mm-hmm. And it goes through a lot of questions. And of course, I resend it before their wedding, before we get on our call, because anytime something comes up like that, I add a question to it.
Yeah.
Like, are there religious aspects? Is there anything? Because you're planning your wedding. You're like, well, duh, this is happening. Like at mine, like I was like, oh, we're doing the horror. Like, of course we're doing it. Like, it wasn't like, that wasn't something that I initially thought to even like mention, because I was like, well, duh, like every wedding, like of like my friends, like we do the horror. It's a Jewish wedding. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But something like that is really crucial for at least your media team to be aware of, like there are certain things that we plan around. So,
and if you're hiring a media team that isn't primarily,
that's my question is what I was trying to say. It's like, I have a questionnaire, and like, it's really important for vendors to be on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because vendors also don't know what they don't know.
They don't know what they don't know.
Imagine going into like work one day and that you're giving a presentation on, oh my God, I don't even know. I'm like, maybe you work in like marketing and you have to give a presentation on how you're going to pitch this one thing. And then you get in there and they're like, oh, wait, no, also this, we're also pitching this product. And then on the spot, you have to make something up.
Yeah.
That's literally how it feels. Like you're ready, you're prepared with what you have, but then there's this whole other aspect and you're like,
Yeah.
we're rolling with the punches. This is the first thing. This is my instinct.
Exactly. So yeah, especially when it comes to like, you know, different cultural aspects of a ceremony, a reception, religious aspects that someone who is documenting it might not be familiar with. Like, what if someone didn't know that for a Jewish ceremony, like the groom is going to step on the glass and they weren't prepared for that shot? And what that means, that would be crazy.
That would be, oh my God.
Yeah. Right. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So, or things like, that are being spoken in another language and you don't know what's being said, which happened a lot to me on Wednesday. So I just filmed everything. So it's like, I'm sure this is important. And I don't know if it's like, I don't know what truly is. I don't know if they're just saying like, hey, like we're here today, you know, these two are going to get married, or if they're like, God is coming down and blessing these two and blah, 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 blah. Like, and it's like really important part of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I don't know.
That's true.
So
no, you're right.
These things are important to know.
If they want to like jump the broom, like anything like that, because if you don't know what's happening, especially for a content creator, you could be like on the other side trying to get like guest shots or just more like this.
Right.
If you don't know that's happening
or you could be like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's funny. You know, but it's like, but it's not cute funny. It's like this is something that signifies something very important.
Right. Or like just right. You know, they're, or, you know, in like Jewish ceremonies, they circle like 7 times.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to know that that is going to happen.
Do you need to film each circle? What does each circle mean? I feel like you need to be educated on that, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But I you know what? I think that's also 100% important. Like it's important for a wedding vendor to educate themselves on different types of weddings.
Yes.
Because it's very, I think it's a little bit.
Sometimes people don't do all of the different aspects.
But I think it's important as a wedding vendor. Like if it's a Jewish wedding, I'm like, okay, how Jewish?
Yeah.
How is it Jewish?
I did
Jewish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I did my first tish. I did my first bedekin, and I had no idea what those things were. But you bet.
I don't know what a bedekin is. Yeah.
As soon as I heard that was happening, I sat down and I educated myself on exactly what was happening, what the highlights were, what are the most important parts.
Because to them, that's their community.
That's
that
everything.
Is so normal to them.
Yeah.
That they go to a wedding and that is what is happening. That it honestly sometimes slips their mind to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are like, oh, is there any religion involved in this? And they're like, oh yeah, it's a Jewish wedding. You're like, okay, what customs, what traditions, like
what's happening?
What are you doing as part of your wedding day? I do think it's definitely communication is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's part of it.
Yeah. But I think it's this question was so great because it opened up so much.
Totally.
But
did you say your question? Or did you
I said my answer.
You said your answer. What was your question that you would ask?
Well, I would ask like how involved that they're going to be.
I thought that was my question. Is that my
No, we discussed like workflow and involvement before. We talk about our answers before we record them. But yeah, that's part of their workflow is like how
you said work. I was like, no, I asked. I was like, how invested are you going to be? And then you said about their workflow.
Yeah.
But I don't think you ever said the question.
Oh, well, no, not the answer to the question that was asked.
The question was, what question would you ask your vendor?
What their workflow is and how involved they are. Yeah.
No, but you didn't say that here. And I was like, no, tell them what you're
whatever. You know what? It's been a long couple months. No, I would ask about their workflow specifically and how involved they are in the entire year leading up to the wedding or just the wedding day or, you know, anything like that.
So once again, our answers intertwined because
they're very intertwined.
Our brains are.
Yeah. For me, like when I'm thinking about it, like the photographers and videographers that I work with, like sometimes they're at the wedding 2 hours before they're actually supposed to start because they're scouting locations. They are getting a feel for the family dynamic, like all of those things.
Getting like drone shots and
exactly
and everything like
exactly.
Scenic.
So I want to know, like if I was getting married today, like I would want to know after knowing what I know, the workflow, the involvement, all of those types of things, especially if it's a larger part of my budget that's being dedicated to this specific vendor or thing.
Totally.
So, because there's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of things that can happen miscommunications, things like that. So I think just like the more you're able to talk and, you know, get to know how somebody works, especially before you make a decision on hiring.
I think you should, unless you've spoken with them, like, unless like you're so sure, I would never book someone unless I spoke to them in some capacity first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
At least a 30-minute conversation before you book someone, in my opinion.
I mean, I booked someone and we literally like, we just voice noted back and forth on Instagram because that was what she wanted to do. But we had a conversation with voice notes. I was like,
That works.
I go, this is the most informal this is the most informal thing she's ever done. She was like, I'm so sorry, I'm running around, but I really want to do this like now. And I was like, okay, I will do whatever you want. I love her though. So
I love it.
we ended up getting on a call after she booked, but she was like, no, I'm so confident. I was like, that's really all that matters, is that you're confident in your decision.
Exactly.
But I do think that it's really important, at least for planners, your entire media team, whoever you decide that is.
Yeah. I don't think it's like important for your florist, but just like the people that you are going to be.
I kind of would argue, unless you have a full service like planner designer, I would speak to your florist to make sure that.
No, I mean,
you
you don't need to understand your florist's workflow.
Oh no, but I would talk with them on the phone.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
You should talk to them on the phone. But I don't think,
Yeah.
I think it's important to understand the workflow of your planner, your media
is.
team.
Oh my God, the workflow of your planner. Oh my God, if you take anything from this entire episode, talk to your planner about that.
I have had so many couples that work with me have
Personal
to fire their
experience.
planner because,
Oh my God, yeah, I just
Yeah.
had one that fired her planner too.
yeah, because it's like, you know, they're not doing things when you think they should be doing them or whatever the issue is. Or sometimes planners just really don't pick up stuff until a certain point. Some of them just don't really hold your hand and talk you through everything until maybe 4 months out from your wedding when things are like really starting to kind of get serious and pick up. But also like, I feel that for my brides who have had to fire their planners, because at that point, why don't you just get a coordinator, you know?
If you're hiring a full service planner, especially in New York City, those are costing you minimum $30,000.
Yeah, and they're not talking to
and
you
they're-
and holding your hand through. I mean, yeah, you should be able to pick up the phone, in my opinion, and call your full service planner throughout the entire process and feel like things are moving along. And if they aren't, then it is kind of like, in my opinion, at least in my understanding, like, what is the point?
Yeah, no, I totally
I
understand.
had a coordinator, and she, like, I basically planned my entire wedding, and then 2 months out from my wedding, I handed her all of my vendor contracts, all of the plans that I had made, and she took it the rest of the way up until, you know, Garrick and I did our little send off at the end of the night of our wedding.
Yeah.
So she handled all of the rest of that. So if somebody's coming in just like a couple months out and doing that, for me, I'm just like,
No, yeah, because there's also like a
What is the
partial
point?
planner. Like,
yeah,
but if
there's
you're
so many different types of
there's so many
planners.
different. But I'm saying if you're hiring a full service planner,
Understand their workflow and if it's going to work for you. Because if you want your hand held,
yeah,
then
because there are some planners that like you, but there's also some clients that pay top dollar for a planner. They say, "This is my vision. I want to show up on the wedding day," and they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. They're like, Here.
but when they check in, they want to know that things are being done.
yes,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Or what I'm trying to say.
No. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So, but anyway, let's move on to the next question because time.
Wedding do's and don'ts. Since you've been to so many weddings, it doesn't have to be just content. Let's do a do and a don't.
Okay. My do
I'm trying to think of something else, not what I already just said.
as a wedding vendor is to bring an extra pair of shoes.
Okay.
I want to talk about my do is like a fashion related thing.
Okay.
One, okay, I have two do's, really. Do be the best dressed vendor. Appropriately best dressed.
I first that. Not even second that. I first that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
important.
very important because you're literally in a room of potential clients and you're networking with other vendors who will refer you to potential clients. So every time you show up, you should be looking your best.
Yeah.
Feeling your best, whatever you need to do for that. Dressed appropriately for the event. This is also something you could add to your inquiry form is like, what is the dress code for the wedding?
That's on my questionnaire.
Yeah. So if it's black tie, you need to be
in black tie.
like vendor black tie. If it's, just like summer formal, like, a cute black, vendor dress or something.
Totally.
But
yeah, like it can be flowier.
yeah, it can be flowier. But my do is to, one, be the best dressed vendor in any room, and two, bring an extra pair of shoes, because you cannot work on your feet all day and be in pain. And swapping out my shoes halfway through the day has been the best thing. Even if it's like 2 pairs of ballet flats.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 pair of ballet flats that's like cuter, has a little bit more room in the shoe, a little bit more width, because something fun and new I've been dealing with as a wedding vendor who works on her feet is bunions. So sexy, right? Let's talk about that. Yeah, my feet are messed up, you guys. So I have to be so careful now about making sure that my feet have enough room. I didn't know what bunions were until
But also
a month
your
ago.
feet swell during the day when you're on them.
They
so
do.
you have to be in shoes that you are comfortable in. Which
Yeah.
is so funny because like I'm actually most comfortable in high heels, which I know is crazy.
But if that's what works for your feet,
But like, well, I'm in flats during the day.
You just
and then
have to
I
make
put on
sure
heels for the wedding.
that your toes have enough room to be flat and that they're not squished, because that's when you start getting really bad foot issues. And if you have a foot issue and you have to go get surgery on your feet because you've worn bad shoes, you can't work. So, very important do is to take care of your feet. And we need to have a podiatrist on this podcast.
Okay, any
It'd be so
podiatrist
funny.
want to come on this podcast? Let's talk
Let
about
us know. It's
bunions.
very important. Yes. But you just bring extra pairs of shoes so you are swapping them out. And then my don't is don't be late. don't be tardy.
When I was 10 years old, I had a dance teacher, and we walked in one day and we were all right on time. And she goes, "Everyone sit. We're having a life lesson." All right. She goes, "If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired. Be early."
Mm-hmm.
I've never forgotten that, and I've lived by that ever since.
Yeah. So I really, like, I know I just mentioned this earlier, like when I show up to weddings, the really good photographers and the really good videographers are there usually an hour to 2 early before they start. Even if it's a 15-hour day, they're okay tacking on the 17 hours. Like it's because you cannot be late on
It's not
a
even that
wedding
you
day.
can't be late. At that point, it's the service that they're providing as well. So keep that in mind for sure.
It'll just save you so much anxiety. I mean, for wedding content creators, I was actually having this conversation with a venue that I shot at this weekend. The venue owner came over to me and he was like, "Well, you should have come out and done a tour around the venue so you could have seen like all the spots to pose the couple and blah, blah, blah." And I like very politely explained to him that I really am kind of just following around the direction of the photographer. And that's really like, yes, like I might stop and pose the couple here and there at some point, or if we've arranged to do TikToks or anything like that, or if I felt like it was super necessary because I was going to be taking over on direction at some point during the day, then yes. And then we also discussed too, I was like, content creators don't necessarily need to be there, an hour or two early to scout location, do like a venue tour. While it's very helpful, obviously, if you haven't worked somewhere. But anyway, if you're a wedding content creator, I think showing up like
I get there about 30 to 45 minutes early because I like to sit down. I like to I like to go see both parties of the couple.
Yes.
And I like to introduce myself.
I like to see the spaces where everything is
space and
happening.
like walk around. I'm not necessarily taking content at that point.
Yeah.
But I like
this is just for you. You're still on your own time.
But also like if I'm there before the photographer too, I get to set up the flat lay for a little bit. I have time to do that, which is something that I enjoy doing. I think it looks really nice when I deliver sometimes, like content, dress shots, because if I'm getting there and I lost all of that time and I am learning on the go, which I don't suggest doing.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. I don't suggest it either. And also too, if you're planning to get to a wedding day, at least 30 minutes in advance of the time that you are contracted. That 30 minutes can also go to other things, like any emergency that happens. If you forget a piece of your content equipment at home or something, it gives you a little buffer time. You can go back, you can get it. Or say, you're driving down the highway. Say you're going to the Hamptons and there's only one way in, one way out type of situation, and there's a car accident and you're sitting in traffic and you're stuck there.
If I am driving to Long Island, I am leaving 2.5 hours minimum early. I have more than one occasion have left for a wedding that I don't have to be at till 1 o'clock at about 8 a.m. And I've taken myself out to breakfast and done work.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be there.
Yeah.
I'd rather be there. And I'm like, what? I'm going to sit at home and stress before this.
Yeah. Any of that buffer time is really good, because in the industry that we all work in, this is the most important day of someone's life. And it's also running on a schedule and running on a timeline. And like,
it does not stop or wait for you.
No, it's like a train. It's going to just leave the station without you. So with or without you,
100%.
Be on that train. Don't be late. Okay.
100%.
Do's and don'ts. Hit us.
Okay. My do is to make sure that you are communicating with the other media team / planner before you get to the wedding day, even just an email introducing yourself.
It's a very good do.
I think, especially if you know that it is, how do I say this? Like if it's a very, like a wedding where there's going to be a lot of media members, where like there's going to be like 4 of them.
Team. Yeah.
Big team, because you're really only communicating with like the main photographer or photography studio, and you want them to be aware of who you are and what you're doing before, so they can let their other, sometimes 3-4 other team members know. So you're not showing up and you're like, oh, hi, I'm a content this and that. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like,
because they've already made their team plan for the day.
They already have their plan.
Like, they probably sit there like football locker room style, and they're like, here's the plays for the day. You're going to be here.
Yeah.
You're going to be here. You're going to be here. And then it's like, throw another person into that mix. And it's like, how are we getting the touchdown? How is that going to happen? You have to plan.
You have to plan. And I think it also just, especially in this time where,
if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
I was just going to say that. Literally, it was in my head.
I knew it was. That's why I said it. We know it's in each other's brains.
When you have a media team of more than just one photographer or even 2 and a videographer, they're having their entire plan done already. If they know who you are, if you say, hey, I'm going to get there a little early, I would love to talk this through. Also, before the ceremony, hey, where's everyone going to stand? I just want to make sure I'm with the person who's here, so I'm in nobody's shot.
Yeah.
Also, spoiler alert, if there's 10 media team members, you are always in someone's shot because they're literally all in a circle. So
yeah, it's fine.
So that's my do.
Okay.
My don't is don't talk badly about anyone at the wedding to anyone who is currently at that wedding. Like, I have been at weddings where the photographer or the planner is shit talking another vendor or a member of the family, and people over here, people also talk. Keep your mouth shut.
Also,
I don't care if someone's annoying. I don't care.
Also, we're content creators.
We're always recording.
Do you know how many clips I've had to like go back and delete because somebody comes over and whispers in my ear about a vendor or like something about the couple or whatever, and I'm like, this could so be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, no, planners.
Watch your mouth.
Planner, look,
watch your mouth.
Talk to me after. I am down to talk about all the things that people did.
Oh yeah, I want to hear the tea. I want to hear the drama.
I want to hear.
Let's shit talk together. I love that.
Not at the wedding.
No, be a professional.
Be a professional.
Be a professional.
If someone's doing something that you don't like, or like, especially, I've heard this not even just about like other vendors, but like, oh my god, the mama's doing this and this is that, and I'm like, okay, she's paying you to be here, so sit down and do your job and just like get through the day.
Yeah,
like please don't let this ruin your entire day and your vibe. And you also
just make sure my phone is not recording if you like need to get something off your chest.
If you need to get something off your chest because it's bothering you so much, then there is a way to like pull someone aside and be like, hey, this is really weighing on me right now. I'm having a hard time
Yeah.
doing my job.
I feel like that's different.
But that's
sometimes
different.
people just-
people are just like,
And I'm just like,
And I'm like,
guys,
and I'm like,
hello.
because we'll be like recording, they'll be far away, and they'll be like, oh my God, like, are they so awkward? This and that, like, oh my God, this.
And I'm like, they can literally hear you. They can literally hear you.
But also, like,
And I don't want to send that to
that's
them.
such a red flag anyway. I'm like,
Yeah.
you should not be shit talking anyone on a
No.
wedding day, especially anyone who's not a vendor too.
Yeah.
So those are my do's and don'ts.
Those were really
My main
good.
do's and don'ts.
I
Thank
like
you.
those.
I had your time talking to think that really quickly.
Bring extra shoes and don't be late.
No.
And
that's
don't forget
true.
your second pair of shoes.
No, don't. It is important.
And since you saved yourself some time, you can always turn around and go get them if you forget them with your 30 minutes that you spare.
or you can stop at TJ Maxx and run in and get a pair of
brand new shoes.
brand new shoes. I have had to do that.
I love that.
My shoes broke once.
Well, this brings us to our Taylor Swift part of the segment, which we have no idea what song we're going to do. So let's just do a random one for
Oh
today.
yeah, that's so fun.
We're going to pick a rando.
Rando.
A rando.
Wait, I wanted there to we found it was like Taylor Swift. What's that called? What's the thing?
Oh, the song generator.
Yeah.
Okay, pull that up. I'm going to have a Diet Coke sip.
Oh my God, that's so fun. Wheelmaker. Spin.
Spin the
Watch
wheel.
it be a song I like.
We still look so good.
It's
Okay.
nice to have a friend.
I haven't listened to that song in so long.
Me neither. Because it's not
It's not on the Eras Tour set list.
no, it's just not my favorite. So I don't like that's kind of that's low key a skip. Fine.
Okay.
You belong with me.
You belong with me.
Yeah, if you can
Have you
see-
ever thought just maybe?
Let's do it.
All right.
If you could see that I'm the one that understands you.
You're on the phone with your girlfriend. She's
Or that
upset.
she's gonna sing the whole song.
Well, I'm trying to like get inspired by the lyrics for this wedding. Okay, so if you guys don't know by now, we plan a hypothetical wedding for Taylor Swift and Travis, if that's who she's marrying.
This is all hypothetical.
This is all hypothetical and for fun. But we just love Taylor Swift, and our goal in life and business is to shoot her wedding.
we try and pick a song that like somewhat relates to an episode.
Oh my God, but
we-
we're doing this in Boca right now. And she like
and she's
lives-
like literally down the street.
she's literally down the street.
My mom texted
Maybe
me.
she can hear us.
You're on the phone.
With your just louder, Jesse, louder.
She's on the She wears short skirts.
Oh my God. What if she like
She's cheer captain.
she gets ready in a cute t-shirt?
I'm
I
cheer
don't know.
captain. Oh my God. I was like, she isn't Taylor. My mom does text me every time she passes like the street that like
That's
they
crazy.
she's like, my God, just passed Taylor, thought of you. And I'm like, I wonder if she's there.
I live
Go
in
say
West
hi.
Palm currently, and she's been to like all of my favorite restaurants in West Palm. And I'm like, my husband is like, okay, we have to just like go out to restaurants more because it's always during the week. It's always at a random time. She literally sat in the same seat at Buchan.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
We
It was
literally
like 3 days
sat-
after you were there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Crazy. We need to go back. We need
Yeah.
we need to go to Buchan while you're here. It's
We
so
yeah.
good. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, side note, but okay.
So anyway, we usually plan these episodes a little more. But
Wait, I have a
Yeah,
good idea
okay.
to start this off.
go
Okay,
for it.
I think at this wedding, she has to have a marching band.
Yes! Oh my God, that's so good.
She's like a whole marching band. I don't know if it's like a professional marching band or like a high school marching band, or maybe like she gets all the marching bands in the area and it's like 1,000 people marching band, and it's loud and it's big, and it like is so loud and big that it rattles the town and starts a mini earthquake like she did during the Eras tour. And people know that this wedding is happening, and it's big and it's loud. And what else?
That's the wedding. I'm just kidding.
Take it away. But it's
Well,
like we've got the drums.
This
we've
song
got
is
the
incredibly
horns.
nostalgic.
Yeah.
At least I think it is. I think, on this album came out when we were in like 6th grade, something like that. 5th grade.
Fearless.
Oh, 09. Middle school, like 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Because my bat mitzvah was in 09.
Yeah.
And it
okay.
came out in 09. 08, 09. Oh my God, my brain's not working. So middle school. And I feel like everything that she was talking about was so relatable.
So relatable and so spot on.
And so spot on. But like, when is she not spot on? That's why people love to hate her. It's so forced. The Taylor hate is the most forced thing.
It's crazy to me because I've just like a quick side note. Everything, like she would release an album and I feel like it was about something that I had just literally gone through.
That's her magic.
Like, okay, this one's creepy though. My very first like serious boyfriend when I was 16.
Red came out.
Red came out right after and he's a redhead. So I was like, loving him was red. And I'm like, he's red. I'm like, are you listening? Like, and
she is.
Yeah. And that
She's
whole
a
album was
mastermind.
like her like falling in love for the first time and experiencing all of that stuff. And like,
And the heartbreak. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
Her heartbreak.
did we date the same man? Like, God, he was awful.
But that's like her. If you're listening, you're awful.
Yeah. How long ago was that even?
2012.
2012. Him and I started dating in 2011. It's
So that
been a
makes sense.
long time.
And maybe he's fine now. Maybe he grew up.
Probably
I hope
not.
so.
Probably not.
But anyway, this song is very nostalgic. And so I think that the wedding should kind of like have a little bit of that. I think when we did So High School, we based it on like a football field. Like we said, it was like a tented wedding.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel, because like the whole music video is like her, wanting to be seen, and then like this like jock and like not like loser, but like a little bit of like a
She's a nerd.
like a nerd, yeah,
Nerd. She's like a nerdy girl.
And so I feel like it should be in those same vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like a tented wedding is what I see for this.
I definitely see a tented wedding.
I love the marching band idea.
I think like this wedding brings in a lot of different, like the big fun thing about this wedding is big music. Like a big band, like a marching band, like a big band, like during the reception.
Stage, but I also think it's a big wedding. Like I think I think it's like, how some people just like have like an open invite and like everyone comes. Obviously, like 4 bajillion people would go, but like, if she was like a normal person, well, she is a normal person, but if she was a regular old,
she's our best friend.
Yeah,
she's normal,
just like a regular, not famous, most famous person in the world, person. I feel like, she'd be like, everyone come. Yeah. Like, it's so fun. Like, everyone's going to dance. Oh, obviously, huge open bar, cats everywhere.
I like the fact that there's just cats everywhere. What if she did something really cute at her wedding? If she had like a bunch of cats and it kind of involved like the entire town.
I feel like.
And everybody got a cat to bring home.
I feel like.
Yes, I think she has all of
her weddings are considered chuggy. It's this one.
Oh, yeah. This is the chuggiest, obviously.
Okay.
But I think like she gets all of the cats that need to be adopted in the town.
Oh, I love.
And everybody, if they want to bring a cat home, they can officially adopt the cat. Like,
yes.
That's her party favor. Everyone gets a Taylor Swift cat.
Potty favor.
A potty favor. They got meowied.
I was trying so hard to think of a cat pun.
I think actually, I do think this is something, if Taylor and Travis listen to any of our hypothetical weddings, I actually do think that is one thing that they probably would actually do.
Yeah.
I think that would be very important because, I don't know. I think this is a great cause. Like, why not?
No,
a cause for the pause.
Vows and meows.
Vows and meows.
Okay.
Tay and Trav, vows and meows.
Sold.
Hopefully no one's allergic to cats, but also they could have like nurses on call that give you Benadryl or something so you can keep petting the cats.
If you're,
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Why not?
Lastly, I think her dress is one of those that are like a V in the front and like a V in the back. And then it's like that like tulle, like that illusion.
Oh,
and then it's like all floral, like the appliques.
Okay.
I like have a specific dress in my head. I'll show it to you.
That's beautiful. I love that. Do you think like for the after party, she like changes and then puts on like
cat ears?
Yeah.
I think they hand out cat ears. Remember the one wedding at the zoo?
Have I shared this? I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast. I don't know if I've shared this with you, but if I have, and I don't know. For the first like 8 years of my life,
yes,
I wore cat ears a lot. of places
You have mentioned this with your clip clops.
with my clip clops. I'll have to send Will, our editor, a video of me in my cat ears, like literally just doing normal things.
Please.
The cat ears were
story.
so cute. But also, like, one of my all-time favorite movies still to this day is Josie and the Pussycats.
So
it had a heavy influence on my life.
I think that's great. And I think
Thank
Taylor
you.
would agree that
Yeah.
way everyone is going to get cat ears. Like, you
Yeah.
know, they hand out like the little like light boom things.
Yeah.
No, light up cat ears.
Light up cat ears.
That is the most Taylor thing I've ever heard us say in my
I think
life.
it's great.
And I think that's perfect.
Yeah. We're shooting this wedding. We're shooting this one. This is...
Yeah, no, she's going to have like 200 or however many songs she has.
Yes. Oh my God. So fun.
I think
All right.
I think that's all for this week.
Yeah.
And we will see you
Next week. Next Monday.
We'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Mwah.